Now, in my meeting with the Honorable Louis Farrakhan in November 2013, which was about 3 months before my meeting with him in February 2014. But in the November 2013 meeting that I was invited to attend by the Honorable Louis Farrakhan those few days to work with his research team on the last few episodes of The Time and What Must Be Done. At that meeting, he instructed us not to reveal what was discussed at that meeting. And I heard it. However, he did not say this for the 2014 meeting in his hotel suite during Saviours Day weekend. Now, of course, it's my prerogative to keep it to myself if I choose to. But in this case, I'm going to say some things from that meeting because it bears on his crucifixion. That's why I'm going to say it. So attending this meeting with the Honorable Louis Farrakhan in his hotel suite during Saviours Day 2014 in Detroit to discuss the domestic life book were most of the members of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's research team. Brother Jabril Muhammad and his wife, and the student supreme captain of the FOI, Brother Mustafa Farrakhan. The meeting lasted about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and 95% of it was on the domestic life book. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan gave me some guidance on several areas that he saw in the draft of the book I had sent to him about 3 weeks prior to Saviours Day. I also sent a draft to Brother Jabril Muhammad. No one else at the meeting had a draft of that book. I sent it to them about 3 weeks out of Saviours Day 2014. Well, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan opened that meeting by saying these words. Brother Kevin, if you go around teaching that I am the Messiah, they will try to kill you, then they will try to kill me. Well, while some of those there were bearing witness by saying that's right, I was listening carefully because I had released the Domestic Life book in the public a week prior to the Saviours Day Convention. So now I'm being told by him that some people will attempt to kill me. How would you handle that? You certainly wouldn't be saying, that's right. Well, I knew that many registered members of the Nation of Islam would be upset by my release of the book, and I mentioned that in a letter that I sent to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan on the day that I released the book into the public. He later instructed me through one of his administrative assistants to pull it back, and then asked if I were coming to Saviours Day, and he would meet with me at Saviours Day on this book. Well, come to find out, the book wasn't complete. That's why he had comments, as he said he thumbed through the pages at the meeting in 2014, and also had advice on areas that I needed to beef up a bit more and go deeper into. So I had more to learn, more to experience, and I released it a year later in 2014. So my isolation from the activities of the mosque or from mosque life, which I enjoyed, my family and I, was also necessary to protect me from interacting with federal agents masquerading as believers who would definitely have made attempts to take my life. Now, I was just talking to my son moments before this presentation, and I'm saying a federal agent who is undercover would make a Hollywood actor look like child's play. to be so convincing that they are in lockstep with you in belief, only to know that at any given time they're responsible for taking you out. They'll do that. Go to your janazah and then show up the next day in class or at the mosque. I know it's hard for people to fathom. And because it's hard for us to think about characters like that, we don't apply the law against slander, gossip, and wrongdoing. So by letting that go, you give a murderer a chance to kill and murder your brothers and sisters. Well, the aim to kill me is a continuous desire for the synagogue of Satan for as long as these demonic families exist. Not for as long as I exist. I'm going to be here because I'm well protected. So the aim is to discredit, their aim is to discredit my ministry by misrepresenting the facts of my journey. And this is one of the reasons why I am compelled to cover this history again for you. The only way the synagogue of Satan can effectively discredit me is by raising the slander that their agents and ignorant, self-hating believers have invented about me. They may have other ways. I just know of this way. This would be the most effective way. Give life to the slander. Well, if the Honorable Louis Farrakhan's words spoken at their 2014 meeting in his hotel suite are true, then the ultimate aim of the synagogue of Satan is to discredit him. But discrediting my ministry, which is all about him, takes my representation of the divinity of the domestic life out of the equation. And the domestic life is intrinsic to his function as the Messiah and his function as the imminent Christ. I've explained that from the outset. This means that discrediting me through slander bears on the crucifixion of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. And this consequently bears on the beating of the prophecy of his return as the Christ to execute the apocalyptic judgment of Allah on this world. Now, unfortunately, and very, very, very unfortunately, envy and cowardice have blinded some people to withhold their testimonies to the possible detriment of their lives, the lives of their families, and millions and billions of others. Now, I say possible because Allah is the best knower. He does not need our testimonies to help to accomplish his will. Well, this slander against me has its origin in this area where I live, called the Delaware Valley region. Keep that in mind. So when this slander reaches your neighborhood, you will know where it came from. It did not come from the home, nor from the mouth of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. I'm going to say that again. It did not come from the home or the mouth of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.